Hey, all state board members, if y'all make your way up front, I think you're on the front row.
I just made an executive surround yourself.
We're meeting, we're working. We've heard a lot of stuff today. Oh, yeah. You'll get it. Anytime you talk reading, literature gets on hard.
Yes.
Unless it's like genetic side somewhere.
Cracker Barrel. Rock and Rita.
Morning.
Y'all be seated, please.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. You guys are gorgeous. You really are beautiful. My name is Michael Sibley. I'm the Communication Director for the Alabama State Department of Education. Thank each and every one of you for being here with us this morning. Of course, we are here to talk about the results from the National Assessment of Educational Progress, typically called the NAEP, typically known as the nation's report card. Just a couple of housekeeping things before we get underway. I know that everyone is on a tight schedule. Dr. Mackey and our state board are actually right in the middle of their board retreat right now and taking a break from that to come over to do this. And I know that the governor has a very busy schedule as well. We will talk about the results of the NAEP. On the other side of that conversation, the governor can be available for a brief press gaggle on my left, right in front of the banner that you see on my left. Very briefly, after she finishes, Dr. Mackey will be available for a press, or can be available for a press gaggle on the right side of the room. You can use the banner in the back as an indicator to where you can set up your camera for the brief press gaggle after we conclude here. But for what each and every one of you came for, we are here, of course, to talk about the NAEP. And with that, with no further ado, I will introduce the governor of the great state of Alabama, Governor K Ivey.
Well, good morning, y'all. Good morning. And it is, in fact, excuse me, a good morning here in Alabama. Today we celebrate our students, teachers, and parents because we are making significant progress in education in our state. When people around the country think of Alabama, they often think of football. And we do love our football. However, since I've taken office, we have put a strong and needed emphasis on our students' educational journey. Very appropriately, I've often referred to literacy and numeracy acts as the blocking and tackling of Alabama education. You can't win without them. And thanks to our collective efforts to focus on those fundamentals, the score is changing. When I took office Alabama ranked 49th in reading. Today, we're at 34. And in math, when I took office, Alabama ranked 52nd. And today, we are 32. Alabama's not just a football state, we're an education state. Our students' education is everything, and clearly it's one of our state's most pressing areas to address when I took office. That's why my first policy initiative was Strong Start, Strong Finish, which has resulted in the most sweeping, transformative, and bipartisan education agendas in Alabama's history. The Literacy and Numeracy Acts, the Turnaround Schools, and more, we've made smart, record investments in our students, and we are ensuring that our teachers and principals are well equipped. I told Alabamians the main reason I was running for a second term as governor was our students. And then in my inaugural address, I laid out the goal of having Alabama be in the top 30 states for reading and math. We are well on our way to meeting and exceeding that. I'm also proud to report that Alabama schools are delivering for students with the greatest needs, from our students and special needs to those who are economically disadvantaged. These next 2 years, we'll keep forging our way to ensuring that every student in every zip code can have a quality education. Strong students lead to a strong Alabama. And while there's more work to be done, I'm confident our forward momentum will continue. So congratulations to our students, our teachers, and their parents. May God continue to bless each of you and the great state of Alabama.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Governor, for those great remarks. I'm Alabama State Superintendent of Education, Eric Mackey, and as the Governor said, I'm also very proud of the work that our teachers have done, that our students have done. It's great to have these students up here with us today to help us get to this place in Alabama's history. Now, we are not where we want to be. We obviously have a lot of growth that we want to continue to have in both math and reading and all of our other subjects. But the NAEP scores show that we have the right strategies, we are on the right path, we are making the right investments, and we're going to continue to move forward. As the Governor said, when she took office, we had pretty much hit bottom. And we in math, I remind everybody, I'm just going to go negative for a moment, remind everybody that the NAEP's been given for about 50 years. It's changed through the years. The current version has been given for a little over 20 years. And all during that time, for 50 years, in math, Alabama never got above 46. Like, we were always in the bottom 5, no matter what, no matter when, every year, year after year. 2 years ago, we moved to 40th. We wanted to get out of the 40s, and of course now we're 32nd, as the Governor said, which makes us all very, very proud. Alabama also saw the largest gains in mathematics of any state in the country, and we saw the largest gains in multiple subgroups and demographics, so we feel really good about that. Again, not where we want to be, but on the path to where we want to be. Reading has been a little more plateaued. You may read in the national news that nationally reading went down. There were only 2 states that have recovered to pre-pandemic levels and seen growth, and that's Alabama and Louisiana. And so once again, while we are not where we want to be, we are making the right investments, we have adopted the right strategies, and we are well on our way to where we want to be in the 2030s and beyond. A big thank you. It's just fortuitous that we're in our board retreat, because I cannot say enough thank you to Governor K Ivey, as our governor, as our leader, as our chief strategist, and as president of our state school board for insisting that we make the right investments. And that, I say we all together, that's educators, that's me, classroom teachers, our department, everybody in between, and our legislature. She's put pressure on everybody to make sure we make the right investments, to do the right things, to move us forward, even when those were very hard steps. And then our other 8 state school board members are here on the front, and I want to ask them to stand for a moment too. If our state board members would stand. Thank you for the investment that you make to push us forward. It takes all of us working together. The board's adopted some very difficult policies to continue to push forward our preparation of teachers so that we have higher and more rigorous standards in testing for our new teachers coming into the field, and higher, more rigorous standards for students as we adopted the Alabama ACAP, the most rigorous test our state's ever had. That is not always easy. There are always people who say, you know, let's not make it so hard on our schools. But it's only by adopting higher rigor work that we're able to push forward and to have these kind of great results. So great for our board and for Governor Ivey. We don't have any legislators with us today, but I do want to say a big thank you to the Alabama legislature, without whom we could not have done this. Adopting historic budgets to invest in K-12 education, to invest in our partners, like in early childhood, the Department of Early Childhood Education. We need students to come to school ready to learn, and they do a great job in helping students get there. And then, of course, passing some major pieces of legislation, including the Alabama Literacy Act, the Alabama Numeracy Act, the TEAMS bill to bring more math and science teachers into our schools, to fund the governor's turnaround initiative. It really has taken a great effort on the part of the legislature, too, to believe in the plans and policies we've adopted and to fund them. So altogether, what we know is this: we can do more if we try, and we need to do more for these young people sitting right here in front of us, and 720,000 of them all across the state of Alabama. We take a minute today to take a deep breath and to celebrate, and it will last us for just a minute because we got to jump back into the work. We know from these scores also that some of our students continue to struggle. Our middle school students, as across this nation, continue to kind of be flat, and we want to continue as we work in middle school and high school. We're going to see some new investments. One of the things, again, Governor Ivey and this board pushed last year for us to create a new program we're calling Struggling Readers Beyond Grade 3, to make sure that those students who are moving into the middle grades and are not yet proficient in where we want them to be, that we're continuing to offer them extra services. We got $5 million from the legislature this year, thank you, to begin that program. We're asking for more next year, and I feel like we'll get it because we've got to continue to invest in those young people. And then, of course, we're going to continue to push really hard in the lower grades, which is where our great efforts have been, guided by the Literacy and Numeracy Act. So we feel really good about where we are, but again, we don't rest on our laurels. That's just marching orders to do more tomorrow and next year and all through the future. As Dr. Sibley mentioned, we're not going to take press questions now. What we're going to do is adjourn. The governor's going to go around here to my left for a quick press gaggle, give you time to set up. I will hang around and have a cup of coffee and talk to some of these students, and then after you finish talking to the governor, I'll be glad to take a few questions, at which time I can get into more detail. I know some of our press members may want to ask these more detailed, kinds of questions, and I'll be glad to take those. You just got to hold on to them for about 10 minutes, okay? So again, thank you to our board members for being. Oh, wait a minute. I got to say, Tracy Strichick is here. Do we have any other? I've got another. Kim Crockett, isn't that right? Another Autauga County School Board member. Thank you, Autauga County Schools and Daniel Pratt Elementary School, for letting us be here today. And so we have 2 of our local board members here with us today, too. Thank you very much. That will conclude our press conference. And, Governor, I'll let you go ahead and get a head start coming around here to my left. I think it was. Yes.
Anybody else from the school?
Yeah, you could just give me a little. We could get a couple more cameras probably on this side.
Guys, you're gonna have to move for just a second, let me get this picture.
Yeah, you could keep, we could fit a couple more cameras on this side. Oh, perfect.
See me good? If I look right here, big nice smile from the field, look right here. Looking good, guys. Good, right here. Excellent, thank you guys, appreciate it.
Can we get one with all of our board members too, back here behind the students?
State board members.
Board members, state board members, if y'all come to a vote,